Hello, I'm finally back with another video, and once again I decided to spice things up and talk about something completely different. So as you can tell by the title, I will be talking about Pityriasis Rosea and my experience with it. So if you don't know, Pityriasis Rosea is basically just a skin rash. When you get this, you usually start off with a Herald patch, and this is basically just a little bit bigger than the rest of the rash on your body. And when you get this rash, it usually has like a Christmas tree pattern, so that's pretty much like a hallmark sign that you do have Pityriasis Rosea. So in the summer of 2014, I think it was towards the end of July, my skin began to break out, and I had no idea what was happening. I didn't know if I had gotten bitten by something or if I was allergic to something. I had no idea. But I just randomly started getting these little marks like on my stomach and my legs. And of course, I went straight to the internet. So once again, I thought I had maybe allergies or something. I thought I had folliculitis. I had no idea. So I figured maybe I waited out a little bit. So about a week went by and nothing changed. So my mom told me to go to the doctor. So I go to the doctor, and he doesn't know what's going on either. Of course, just my luck, right? So he gives me, I think he gave me like clindamycin and Claritin. So I'm using this topical ointment he gives me, and I'm just putting it all over my body. Nothing works. I'm taking pills, nothing works. So a week later, I go back to the doctor, and this time I see a woman, and she immediately knew what was going on with me. She said, "You have Pityriasis Rosea." And I was like, what? Pityriasis? Because I had never heard of this before. So she went and printed out some sheets of paper that just had information about it. And then she tells me, "We don't know what causes it." So I'm like, "What do you mean you don't know what causes it?" And then to add on top of that, she goes, "It's just something you have to wait out. It usually lasts about 6 to 8 weeks." And I was just like, what? Like, she was telling me nothing but bad news. First, you don't know what causes it, and second, you don't know how to treat it, and I just have to wait it out? Like, what? So basically, the only thing that she offered me was unscented lotion, and actually, yeah, that was it. Unscented lotion to keep my skin moisturized. And so basically I did some more research when I got home, and I basically found out that it's pretty much something that may or may not have to do with your immune system. So a lot of times people with weak immune systems do get Pityriasis Rosea. They also think that it may be due to a deficiency in vitamin D. So I continued to do more research, and I went on a bunch of health forums and just tried to learn as much as I could. So as far as the symptoms, like I said, my body just broke out into a rash. Usually it started off on my legs and my stomach, and as time went on, it got worse. It literally was on my stomach, my back, my legs, and my arms. It was pretty much everywhere except for my face, neck, hands, and feet. So yeah, it was not fun. So yeah, it's a red rash, and also it can be itchy. I don't think everyone itches when they get it, but I know that I was itchy with it, and you're really not supposed to scratch it. Another thing is when you're hot and you're out in the sun and you're sweating, it kind of makes the itching worse. And of course, I get it during the summertime when it's extremely hot, and I live in the South. One of the good things about pityriasis, I guess a good thing about it, is that it's not contagious and it's not harmful. So you don't have to worry about spreading it to anyone. It's not going to make you sick or anything. It's mainly one of those things that just bothers you psychologically. You have this horrible rash all over your skin. You're embarrassed. You don't want anyone to see it. It makes you really sad. You're itchy. So it's really one of those things where you just want to stay in your room and you don't want anyone to see you because you're just embarrassed. And of course, like I said, I got it during the summer, so everyone's running around in their shorts and going to the pool, and I have this disgusting rash all over me. I didn't even really tell anyone besides like my parents and my brother, because that's how embarrassed I was. Here I have something that I've never heard of before. We don't know what causes it. We don't know how to treat it. I don't know how long I'm going to have it. So I really just kept to myself. So I didn't want to just not do anything about it. I was like, I need to get rid of this. School was starting in about 3 weeks, so I was like, I can't go to school looking like this. At this time, I was getting ready to start my junior year of college, and you know, I didn't want anyone to see me like that. So I went to the internet. That's where I go for all of my problems. And I basically just looked at a bunch of health forums and looked at a lot of home remedies and saw what worked for other people. Now, one thing that I do want to stress is when you go to these online forums or places like WebMD, please be careful with what you try. If someone says they drank a cup of bleach and that's what cured their Pityriasis Rosea, please don't go drink a cup of bleach, okay? Like, use your common sense. Don't do anything that's going to be harmful to you, okay? And if you do want to try a home remedy, I do recommend that you talk to your doctor before you start them. So one of the first things that I saw that people did was use Head & Shoulders dandruff shampoo, and a lot of people use the clinical strength one. So that's what I bought, and it comes in a blue bottle, and the one that I had was orange. So what I read that other people did was basically just get in the shower, and then you lather up with this shampoo. You put it all over your body, and then you let it sit for about 5 minutes, and this way it kind of dries out the rash. So I did that pretty much the entire time that I had Pityriasis Rosea, and honestly, I don't know if it really helped or not, but I was desperate, so I was willing to try anything really. And I don't have any of that with me, but yeah, it was the Head & Shoulders Clinical Strength Shampoo. So another thing that people said they did was take diaper rash cream and put it on the rash to help dry it out. So I bought some of that because, like I said, I was desperate. And I actually still have it with me. Don't ask me why I still have this stuff. I just moved and I found it, and I promise I'm going to throw it away as soon as I finish with this video. But this is what I brought, and it's the diaper rash ointment, 40% zinc oxide. And so yeah, I just put this on my rash, and the only thing about this that I really didn't like was that it was hard to wash off. So when I was ready to go to class or something and I didn't want it on me, I really couldn't wash it off that well. So it really does stick to your skin, and I feel kind of weird putting diaper rash ointment all over my body, but like I said, I was desperate. So another thing that I tried, because I told you earlier they think it may be linked to a lack of vitamin D, I brought the vitamin D3 supplements. And I know some people would say they took this like 3 times a day. I think that's what I did too. And on here, let's see, how many times does it say you should take it? Okay, the suggested use is take 1 a day with a meal. And like I said, I think I did like 2 or 3 times a day, but don't be like me. I would follow the directions and talk to your doctor first. But I think this is one of the things that really did help me. And speaking of a lack of vitamin D, what I would also do was go to just sit outside my front yard and try to sunbathe in a bathing suit. But like I said, when you're out in the sun, you're sweating, and it makes you itch even more because you're hot. So the whole sitting out in the sun thing didn't work too well for me, but I did try it because a lot of people said that sitting in the sun helped clear up their rash even faster. And going back to the Head & Shoulders thing, when you take a shower, you do want to use cool or like a lukewarm water. You don't want to be in the shower for more than, I would say, 10 minutes, and you don't want to have the water extremely hot because that's going to irritate your rash even more. So another thing that I tried were zinc supplements. That goes back to like the diaper rash ointment, which had 40% zinc oxide. Apparently zinc is supposed to be good for your skin, so I tried that, and honestly, I don't know if it helped. Yeah, I really don't know. And this is another thing that you just take once a day with a meal. I hope you guys can see these. Alright, in, once again, some more pills. I also took milk thistle, and this is supposed to be, I think it's supposed to like help clear out your body of like toxins and things like that. Once again, you're supposed to take one a day with a meal. And I actually think this helped, and if I remember correctly, I think it turns my poop green. I don't know, that might be like TMI, but if you take milk thistle and you notice your poop changes colors, I think that's pretty normal, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. And something else that may be a little TMI, when you do take vitamins and supplements, especially if you're taking a lot, you may notice that your urine is like a really bright yellow color. It's kind of like a neon color. That's just I think it's called flavonoids coming out, and that's just like the excess vitamins coming out of your body. So overall, I did all those things, and I don't think my rash started to clear up until about the 6th week. So yeah, she said it takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and as it started to clear up, the rash started to go back to like my normal skin color, except for it was maybe like a shade or two lighter. So instead of the rash being red, now it's going to be a little bit lighter than your skin color. And it kind of like flakes off a little bit, it like peels. So you're going to have all these light spots all over your body, but trust me, it looks better than the red rash. So one more product that I did buy is this Sally Hansen Airbrush Legs. So basically it is makeup for your legs. And so I didn't buy this until my rash started to clear up, because like I said, you're going to have like these lighter patches on your skin. And so this is just like spray makeup. You just shake it up and you spray it on your skin, and it comes in different colors. So you just have to find the right one that matches your skin tone. And so I really like this. It's water resistant, and it really does help cover up blemishes, but I really didn't use it often. For the most part, I was wearing jeans and jackets like in this 80 and 90 degree weather whenever I didn't have to go out, because I was just embarrassed. And really, you shouldn't be embarrassed, but it's just like, you know, when you see someone with a rash, it's kind of natural for you to look at that and think, oh, it might be contagious, or oh, I don't want that. So I really just didn't want to deal with that, so I pretty much covered up whenever I went in public. So it really did take about 8 weeks in total for my rash to completely clear up and for my skin to go back to normal. So when that was over, I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. I was so happy to have like my gorgeous skin back. I could wear shorts and just go out. But let me tell you, I got Pityriasis Rosea not once, but twice. Lucky me, right? I would say a few months later, I think in April of 2015, I hope I told y'all the right dates. The first time I got it, it was 2014 in the summer. Second time, April 2015. So this was right when I was getting ready to go home for summer break. I started noticing the rash on my body again, but thankfully this time I knew exactly what it was, so I didn't waste any time getting rid of it. So the second time that I got Pityriasis Rosea, I continued to use the Head and Shoulders shampoo, the milk thistle, and the vitamin D3 pills. But I did a little bit more research, and I added 2 more things to my treatment. I began to take Emergency. So this is basically just little packets of vitamin C. So you take 1 packet and you put it in your water. It has the directions on here. And it comes in different flavors, so you can just pick the one that you like the most. So basically it's 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and it just kind of helps boost your immune system because, like I said, they think that Pityriasis Rosea is related to having a weak immune system. So I tried that because some people said it helped them. And another new thing that I did was I went to a tanning salon. As you can see, I don't need a tan. I've never been to a tanning salon, but people said that it helps, and I figured it would be better and faster than just laying out in the sun, which I told you I didn't like doing the first time around. So Yeah, I've never been to a tanning salon. I don't know any of my friends and family who are black who have ever been to one, but I'm sure there are black people who have gone before. So I was like, what are they gonna think? This black girl going to a tanning salon, like they're gonna be like, why is she here? So I went and I just explained to them that I heard tanning was helpful for skin conditions. She was so understanding. She was like, yeah, people do that all the time. So I didn't know what to do, which one to get. I think they had like 9 different levels from level 1 to level 9. And I was just like, oh, well, I'm not trying to, get darker. I'm not trying to get a real tan. I just want to help clear up the skin condition. So I started off with level 1. I just got some tanning lotion and I bought the little goggles to protect my eyes. And I did a level 1 bed for, I believe, just 5 minutes. And let me tell you, the first thing that ran through my mind was one of the Final Destination movies when the girl gets trapped in the tanning salon bed, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what if that happens to me? But I went in there, got undressed or whatever, got in the tanning bed, and let me tell you, it was so relaxing. I was like, oh my gosh, I see why people love to tan. I was like, I can definitely get used to this, although I'm not going to continue to come back. So I did that for 5 minutes, I believe, and then a few days later, maybe like 2 or 3 days later, I came back, and this time I think I did a level 2 bed for like, I don't know, 7 or 9 minutes. So just a notch up, and once again, it was relaxing. But oh yeah, the first time that I was in the tanning bed, I couldn't get it to open, so I was really thinking about that movie at that time. But I just wasn't pushing hard enough, so I was worried for no reason. So yeah, I only went tanning twice, and then I think like the next week it really started to clear up. So yeah, that time it only lasted 2 weeks, and I think it was because I knew what worked for me and what didn't work for me, and I was able to nip it in the bud quickly. Now with the tanning, I wouldn't say you should go often because you do want to protect your skin. You don't want to fry your skin or, the skin cancer and all this and that. So just be careful when you do that. And yeah, in 2 weeks, it was basically gone. It just started to peel and it was lighter than my skin tone like the first time around. So I was happy to be done with it, and I never got Pityriasis Rosea again after that. Thank the Lord. So yeah, those are the things that worked for me. I always said that if I found something that worked for me, I would help out other people if I could, and I haven't done it until now, like 3 years later, but better late than never, I guess. So if you have anything that worked for you, leave it down in the comments. I really think that you should help out others too if you can. And just because these things work for me, that doesn't mean that they're going to work for you. I can only speak on myself. And like I said, I do think you should talk to your doctor first before you try these things. Don't try them just because I tried it. I'm just telling my story. I'm not a doctor. I'm just someone who happened to have Pityriasis Rosea, and this is what worked for me. So if you have any questions, of course, I'll be happy to answer them. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next video. Have a lovely day.